Good morning. I can see we have the Destiny Trust participants on the call. Good morning. It's nice to see. We hope to see you soon. You can turn on your videos if you feel comfortable. Good morning, Anthony Silva. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We're just waiting for some other participants to join, and we'll be starting shortly. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. My name is Victoria Akintola, and I'll be your host for today's event. It's a pleasure to have everyone on this call today. Thank you all so much for joining us online today. Please put in the chat box, feel free. We would like to know where you're joining from. Just type your name, your location. We would like to meet you in the chat and welcome you as well. So, a very warm welcome to our young writers, to our guardians. We have our guest speaker already on the call. We have the founder and some of the team members on the call as well. So, welcome everyone. We're excited to have you all here today to celebrate the creativity, the dedication, and the incredible stories that all our participants have submitted. As we begin, as I said, please put in the chat box your name, where you're joining us from. Feel free to say hello to one another. You don't know, you could be making a pen pal for life on this platform. So feel free to say hello in the chat to one another and, make friends. We'll be starting shortly. And yes, as I said, today's event is about celebrating each and every one of you, our young writers, for your incredible and amazing stories. So I'm just going to give one more minute for other people to join, and then we'll proceed to take the national anthem. Thank you. So please, we'll be going ahead to take the national anthem. So let's all take the national anthem together. Nigeria, we healthy, our own native land. No tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigeria, proud, our sovereign motherland. Our flag shall be our symbol, as truth and justice reign. In days of battle, honor, and peace we come as king. Honor to our mother we all stand. Oh God of all creation, that is our request. Help us to unite, and all is and so with peace and faith, Nigeria shall be blessed. Thank you all so much for taking the national anthem. Indeed, Nigeria is a great land. So we're moving on to the next event. So we are going to be having our founder, the founder of Sweet Summer Camp, the woman behind this vision, Jesulayomi Obaro. We'll be welcoming her shortly for the opening remarks. But before that, I would just like to quickly read her bio. Sorry, pardon me for the technical difficulties. So Jesulayomi Obaro is a multi-professional. She effectively manages her legal and social impact roles to provide true value in her community. Leveraging her legal risk evaluation and management skills, she provides excellent services in mergers and acquisitions, private equity projects, joint ventures, and equity investments. Beyond her legal pursuits, she's the founder of Sweet Summer Camp, an informal education platform in Nigeria. They actively contribute to the educational reform in Nigeria. Jesulayomi is passionate about advocating for innovative education approaches that foster solution-oriented learning and drive innovation within our education system. Her leadership strengths shine in strategic planning, administration, and team building. She seamlessly combines these roles while tangibly contributing to make a positive impact in the society. Please, if your hands are not too busy, we can use the reaction or drop in the chat box, welcome. Please join me as we welcome Jesulayomi to deliver the opening remarks. Thank you. Over to you, Jesulayomi.
Hello everyone, good morning. How are you doing? It's so good to be here this morning. It's so good to, you know, just this event. It's really remarkable, and I'm excited. I'm excited for how it went. I'm excited that we're here today. Um, Thank you everybody for joining. I want to say a very big thank you to all the participants for writing your pieces. It was very beautiful to read. I remember reading one of the pieces and I teared up. Like, is a child thinking like this? And like what is sponsoring, the child's thoughts and things like that. It was really beautiful, reading from all of you. Well done. Incredibly proud of you, incredibly proud of who you are becoming. Um, just a brief introduction to Switch Summer Camp. For those that don't know Switch Summer Camp is an informal learning platform. The whole idea is we want to make education fun. All those things you don't necessarily learn in school, even though you learn in school sometimes, but it's not emphasized in school. We want to emphasize it here. We want to make you interested in becoming, who God has called you to be. We want you to find expression in different areas. Many times in Switch Summer Camp, we teach certain skills, not because we're thinking that you are going to. So, for example, if we teach hair making, we're not thinking you will become an hairdresser, but we're thinking that if you are allowed to express, your talent and yourself through hair making, you might discover what you really want to be and who you really want to become. So that's the whole idea behind Switch Summer Camp. And Switch Summer Camp is 10. It's been 10 years, 10 good years of impacting children. I think the number count should be about 500 now through the 10 years. Different children from different parts of the world, different children, with different personalities, with different ideas, with different interests. And it's been a wonderful journey. Sometimes going through all the pictures from Sweet Summer Camp is so, I feel nostalgia, just remembering the children, remembering, their personalities, the way they reacted to things is just incredible. And we going forward, we want to do more. We want to be more intentional. We just don't want to do things that count for nothing. I don't know, the children may not know, but the adults here may be aware of, conversations going around about how the educational system in Nigeria is not well emphasized. People, government slacking, social influencers, disregarding or denigrating, for lack of a better word, denigrating the educational system and calling it a scam and making things that are not really great, making things that are, you know, substandard, more, more fancy and more desirable. But education is desirable, knowledge is desirable. Having a good value system is desirable, and everybody should want to, have that. The conversations going on, someone said something, I'm not going to go into all of that, but someone said something, and then the reaction of people is that, do you even have as much money as this other person? And we're like, if money is your only value, then what is your value really? Because anybody can have money. Foolish people can have money. Wise people can have money. So money cannot be the value of someone that is wise. Money cannot be the basis of your value. Other things must be the basis of your value, such like innovation, such like integrity, such like the ability to solve problems, and that's what we're all about in Switch Camp. I'm excited for the opportunity to have led it so far up until this moment. And I'm looking forward to doing more, to doing things that really, really impact at scale, such that we're able to really, touch the lives of many children and be able to send, all the children that pass through us as ensigns, as ambassadors into the world to spark change and to create, a better environment, a better Nigeria, and better in your families, better in your schools. So that's our dream at Switch Summer Camp. Once again, I want to say thank you to all the participants. I want you to be encouraged, regardless of whether you are the first, second, or third, or you are within the first to 10th. I want you to feel validated. I want you to know that the mere fact that you wrote you wrote your pieces and you submitted it. The mere fact that you conceived it in your mind and you wrote it down, you are exceptional. Let me tell you, the reason why you are not the first, second, and third is not because you were not good. It's just because of there were so many, people that had really, really good thoughts and really good ideas. So please be encouraged because you have encouraged us with the things that you have written. You have encouraged us that indeed there is beauty in your minds, and then they're just waiting for expression. So please be encouraged regardless of what the results are, and have fun, learn in this event, and take care of yourselves. Bye. I'll bye for now.
Thank you so much for that wonderful opening remark, Jesla. Indeed, indeed, at Switch Summer Camp, we are passionate about the future and about educational reform in Nigeria. So, moving on, we are looking forward to hearing from Ruki from AOK Foundation, who partnered with Switch Summer Camp to bring this event to life. Unfortunately, Ruki is unavoidably absent today, but we'll still like to take a moment to recognize the incredible work that AOK Foundation is doing. So AOK Foundation was established in July 2019 with one mission in mind, which is to improve the quality of life for disadvantaged Africans in Africa by partnering with visionary organizations like Sweet Summer Camp to expand access to quality education for young people across the continent. Their vision is to see a continent where young people are thriving, where their leadership and contributions matter, and where they are equipped to drive meaningful change and reach their full potential. Beyond their educational initiatives, AOK Foundation also runs an academy that provides technical training skills to young people. This equips them to become competent in both the Nigerian and the global technology job markets. At Sweet Summer Camp, we're truly grateful to AOK Foundation for their partnership and their commitment in investing in the next generation. Although their representative and the co-founder was unable to be with us here today, we sincerely appreciate their support and their efforts in this competition and to encourage young writers and storytellers everywhere. So once again, thank you so much, AOK Foundation, for believing in the power and potential of young people. We're truly grateful. Okay, we plan to keep this moving and to not take too much of your time. So we'll be moving on to the next segment. We have an incredible guest speaker here in our midst today. Just bear me a moment while I bring up her bio and introduce her to all of us here. Yes, thank you so much. Apologies for the break in transmission. So we have the honor of having our guest speaker today. Every great story indeed starts with an idea, and today we'll be learning how to turn those ideas into powerful stories. To usher us into this segment, please join me in welcoming Pelumi Simon. Pelumi Simon is a legal practitioner who serves as a state counsel at the Ministry of Justice, Ogun State. Beyond her legal career, she is a passionate writer, storyteller, and creative mentor who loves helping children and young people discover the power of words. She is the author of Pregnant Cloud, a play published in 2019 and approved by the Ogun State and Ekiti State Ministries of Education for use in schools. She has also served as an editor and reviewer for other literary works, including Dynamite and Fruitful Land. Pelumi enjoys writing stories, composing music, and encouraging young people to use their creativity for positive impact. As a voluntary commitment, she serves as the National Administrative Secretary of Christ-Centered Education Ministry, where she helps develop educational materials for children. She also serves on the board of Nisi Publishing Limited, supporting authors as they develop their stories from ideas to published books. She previously taught at Sweet Summer Camp in 2017. Yes, Pelumi is no stranger to us at Sweet Summer Camp. And she's very excited to be our guest speaker here today. She believes that every child has a story worth telling and hopes to inspire the next generation of writers to dream big, write boldly, and use their gifts to make a difference. So please, ladies and gentlemen, participants, please join me in welcoming Pelumi Simon, who will be speaking on the topic From Ideas to Impact, Practical Writing Tips for Young Storytellers. Please, we can react and we can welcome her in the chat. Let's make her feel welcome, please. Thank you.
Good morning. Okay,
Good morning, Pelumi. Welcome. We're excited to have you here today.
I'm excited to be here today, really. Just like founder mentioned, which is 10 years, and I'm super excited to be here once again. And I'm very excited at what we're doing this year, the writing competition, and everybody that's put in their input. I'm sure they are very beautiful stories. We can't wait to see what more you will write and the extent of impact it will have. Thank you so much, Switch, for having me here. I'm very glad to be here. All right. We are looking at ideas to impact. That's the topic for today. Don't worry, I'm not boring you. It's brief, and then we are going to be as detailed as we can within our limited time. Okay. Can I have my slides up? Maybe
yes, I'm just getting that up.
All right. Okay, so our topic for today is from ideas to what? Impact. And that tells us our beginning is the idea, then our end is impact. And the in between, the vehicle that we are hoping to use to do this is writing. especially writing stories. Somebody may say, why stories? Why even writing in the first place? Why not just oral tradition and all? Writing really, really, really matters. Writing matters. One thing is that one of the reasons why writing matters is writing travels distance. Okay, so I published a play, Pregnant Cloud, and I live in Ogun State. I published it in Ogun State, but it was approved in Ekiti State. And one of my lecturers just found a copy of my book that was forgotten by a teenager in his barber's shop. So now I so much in Ekiti State. I don't know the teenager, I don't know the barber, I don't know so many persons who have picked up my play and are reading it. So that is why we write. You may have so much ideas God has put in your heart. You may have some experiences, no matter how small it is or how big it is. Writing helps it to cover distance. It gets to where you cannot not go to. Another example, just like I mentioned, I grew up in Ogun State, in a suburb, not even in the city. And most of my mentors have never met them, but I was mentored through their books, many, many storybooks that I've been reading since I was in primary school. So that helps me to know that really writing really matters. Writing really matters because it will cover distance. So just know that whatever you're writing is going to cover a lot of distance. Secondly, writing is makes what you write timeless. Many of us, you read your Bible, and if you just dig into when those things were written, you remember, you see that many were written over 2,000 years ago, millions, thousands of years ago, but we can still read them today because they were written down. If they were not written down, that's the end. And I think that's the difference between our African oral tradition and the Western culture. They knew how to write early. So we can still be reading books by Shakespeare because it was written. Whereas it didn't mean that we didn't have African stories, African authors, but many of them were not written. And thank God for some of our elders who have started writing and compiling the stories. That's why we can also read them now. So writing is timeless. That's why you should write. And then writing is transgenerational. It means from one generation to another. You may see a very beautiful book, like your parents, they read Romeo and Juliet, they read the Shakespeare's. You too, you're going to read some of it. So we can't count how many generations that read it. And what that means is that whatever lesson that Shakespeare was trying to pass across in his day, we are also reading it in our days. So that is why it is important for you to write. Okay, let's now look at whether writing is purposeful. God actually has a purpose for writing. It's very beautiful that in the Bible, Psalm 45 verse 1 completely captures the importance of writing. It says, my heart is inditing a good matter. That talks about the idea. It starts from my heart. I speak of the things which have made touching the king. So you're speaking, but then he said, my tongue is
Oh, apologies about that. I think there has been some network errors Please let's just be patient and give Pelumi some time to join back. Apologies about this. Or while we wait for Pelumi to join back, please feel free to share what you've learned so far in the chat box. Oh, great. We have her back. Welcome back, Pelumi. We lost you for a bit. I don't know if you can hear me.
So, just as I was saying, writing is very purposeful. Even God has a purpose for writing, and we can see that very clearly.
Apologies. Pelumi is experiencing severe network challenges at the moment. But as I said earlier, please feel free to drop in your what you've learned so far, why you think writing matters, why you think writing is powerful, why you think writing is purposeful, or let us even know what inspired you to put in an entry for the Switch Pen Battle competition. Please, we would like to hear your thoughts in the chat. So feel free to share your thoughts, why you joined the competition, and why you love writing. We'll be looking forward to reading that in the chat. We'll just give Pelumi a minute or so, and then hopefully the network challenges can be sorted by then. Thank you.
Hello, Vicky, can you hear me now?
Yes, perfect. We can hear you perfectly. Welcome back, Pelumi.
All right. Thank you so much. My apologies, my network broke unexpectedly. I had to quickly switch networks. Okay. So we've seen why writing matters because it is timeless, it covers distance, and then it is transgenerational. We've also seen God's purpose for writing, Psalm 45 verse 1. My heart is inditing a good matter. I speak of the things which I have made touching the king. My tongue is a pen of a ready writer. That's one of my favorite verses as a writer. Tell myself, my tongue is a pen of a ready writer. I know what to write. I know how to write. Praise God. All right. So, all right. Now we go to the practical aspect. 7 steps from ideas to impact. That's our next slide. What do I do when I have an idea? So the first thing is that be clear about the idea. Now I want to write a story. I have to ask myself, what's the purpose of my story? What's this story about? In a whole lump sum. You don't have to have all the details, but what do I want to achieve by this story? Okay, so for instance, I want to write a story about that helps children from wherever they are to be able to dream of their future and accomplish it and overcome all those that they may meet on their way. Okay, that's the purpose of my story. Okay, so it's be clear about what you want to achieve with your story, because if not, you start writing and then you just jumping different things together, and they'll say that a particular, you may have watched movies like that. And by the way, movies are just writings that have been acted. So whatever I'm talking about with regards to writing, you can visualize it also in a movie. You see some movies, you say, this story does not have a beginning, does not have a end. Yorubas will say, Kolori Konidi, does not have head, it does not have tail. Everything is just round and round. That means that the author was not clear about the purpose of the story. So what you need to be clear about is that what is the purpose of this story? You're going to write so many stories, so you don't have to lump up everything in just one particular story. What is the purpose of this story? Be clear about it. Then secondly, break it down. When you want to break it down into box segments. This is not just about writing, so break it down into box segments. So for instance, I wanted to write a story about a young person and the hurdles towards achieving a goal. And so what's the breakdown? Okay, first, what is his background? I have to write about his background. 2, what are the challenges he will face? Okay, challenges with his parents and sponsorship, challenges with friends, challenges with peer pressure, challenges with emotional feelings, challenges with diligence, then what will be the end result? So with that, I've broken it down into bulk by breaking down the challenges that I want him to face one by one and what will be the end result. So when you have your story, break it down. As you're breaking it down, have a book. I always recommend that for writers. Have a notebook where you jot down the development of your work. Okay, this is the story. Don't be too fixated on what's the title. Just give it a random title that captures your mind at that moment. You can always change it. So give it a title, break it down. So Shola is born. Shola did this. Shola did that. Shola now does this. So in fact, in the literary work, if you're writing a play, for instance, your development is just always in either 3 stages or 5 stages: beginning, middle, ending. Are we together? So break it down like that. Once you have it broken down, it guides you in your writing, and we takes you to step 3. Now start penning down the story. Start writing as it flows. So you pick up the next part of your book and write, okay, the beginning. Start writing. either you're writing in prose form or you're writing in drama. If it's a play, the characters, start introducing them, act one, scene two, start writing. Just start writing as it flows. Write and make sure you finish writing. Many of us have half stories that are never completed. So it's not yet completed until it's completed. That's where the diligence comes in. So actually sit down and finish the story. Write until you've finished it. Finish it first. Then you go to number 4, edit and format. You're going to read it again. Then you say, there's a missing detail. So what actually happened in between? So you know that, okay, I have to slot in a paragraph here, slot in a scene here. So rewrite what you need to slot in and put it. If you're still using hard copy, don't cross out what you're reading. Just pick another page, write it, then staple it to where you want it to come in. Okay, so that's how you start editing. Okay, when I was writing my published play, Pregnant Cloud, I wrote it. I started the first draft at age 11 to 12. Okay, then I gave it to my mom, who was a publisher, but then she's like, okay, let's keep this in the cooler. Then we started revisiting it when I was 19 years. So then I was older. I had a bigger purpose for the story. So I had to now start rewriting, but editing and format. So first, but if I'm grateful I wrote the first draft at that early age, because it's easier to edit and format than to start writing the story from the beginning. So just pen down your story as it flows. If maybe you have access to a device, then you can record. If you don't have the time to write, just turn on your voice recorder and say, Shola did this, Shola did that, Shola did this, Shola did that. Then Shola went here, then Shola did that. Then it ended here. Save it. When it's time for you to start editing and formatting, that original idea gives you a flow. When you're done with editing and formatting, that means you've put in your paragraphs. If it's a prose, you've done the chapters to the best of your ability. Now ask for review. That's step 5. Ask for review. Who should you ask for a review? Ask colleagues, people of your age. You don't need so many. This is not the time to publicize your book so that somebody doesn't just steal the idea, But get some trusted persons, 1 or 2, that are your colleagues. Let them read. You want to get their perspective. They may tell you, this thing looks too unrealistic. Ask them, why is it unrealistic? Okay, look at this, look at that. Don't ignore any opinion. Write it down. Ask for other opinions. They may say, oh, this is very good, but how did he do this? Pen that down. You understand? Then also ask for opinions from older persons, either your teachers, your parents, your mentors. They also bring a different perspective in their review. Furthermore, ask for review from writers, editors, or people that are good in English language. They help you to look at, oh, these your grammatical issues, just that comma, put this punctuation and different things. So you are going to get review from different persons, but know what exactly you're expecting from the person. If you submit it to your pastor, for example, you're not expecting him to look at your grammar. He may likely be looking at how consistent the principles in your stories are. Know what you're expecting from him. If you submit it to an analyst or an editor, they will do more flow, content, and grammar. So ask for review. Don't rush to publish. Ask for review. It will really help you. Then number 6 is get help to publish it. As a teenager, as a child, you may not be able to fund publishing, but you can get help. Your parents can help publish, your sponsors can help you publish it. Thank God for the digital age. You can publish online at almost zero cost, So get help to publish it. And please, number 7, keep writing. Keep writing and store unpublished works for future use. Sometimes the reason why many of us don't write is like, so where will I publish it? What will I do with it? Write it. When the opportunity is going to come, you will have that manuscript ready. Then you can go through it again and then publish it. So please keep writing. Many of the published authors that we see today, they have many other works unpublished. Some is in the middle, they found another idea and that's the one they published, but the original one is still there. So keep writing. So these are the 7 steps that I believe that if you will carry you from I just have an idea to this is what I've done. It applies to poetry, it applies to plays, it applies to prose. Be clear about the purpose of your story, break it down into segments. I love reading poetry. For those of you that are poets, one of my favorite poems is Caged Bird. I was still just ruminating over it some days ago, how the author had a refrain that keeps repeating itself, then the main verses. It's because he broke it down into segments. And then that would not have been the first draft. He will have edited it, reformatted it again, put in all the rhymes that he wanted to be there, and then published it. So these are how you go from ideas to impact. And once you publish, that's where impact starts. A book that you do not publish cannot have impact because nobody reads it. So don't, yes, you want it to be as perfect as possible, but once it gets to the point of, at least you reviewed it, there are so many reviews, it's okay, please publish it. You can do part 2, you can do enlarged version, you can do expanded version, you can have a sequel. So don't wait. That's one of the things that makes some of us not to publish. You're waiting for the writing to be perfect. For some of you that maybe beyond stories will be writing articles and other non-story writings, it does not have to be perfect. I see a lot of lecturers and authors, they are writing on the same topic, 3 different articles across different years. As they're getting more knowledge, they're expanding their work. So that's what you should do. Make sure you publish, because it is when you publish that you have impact. Now, next, how do you then continue to grow? As a writer, you must continue to grow. The book that you wrote 2 years ago, or what you submitted for this competition, for instance, by next year, if you're writing for another project, you should be better than the way you are this year. So how do you get better? It is simple. Number 1, read. Read. I love to read stories. And when I'm reading, sometimes I'm picking out the verbs, how they express themselves, especially if you want to write prose. You have to describe the surroundings, the atmosphere, emotions, gesticulations. There's no emoji in writing. So you can't use emoji to just capture a smile, and you don't want to just write smile. Okay, so as you read, especially good writers, you see the words they are using. Okay, gaggle, twitching of the eyes, those are not your everyday grammar. But when you read, you discover new words, beautiful words, and new ideas. But please, I want to sound a note of caution. Don't read unhealthy material and say, I'm just reading it to get the vocabulary. No. Don't read books that are too infused with sexual imageries, too infused with vulgar languages, crime, and just say it helps my vocabulary. It's not worth it. The sanctity of your mind and the sanity of your mind is worth more than any level of vocabulary. And by the way, there are so many beautiful authors that write beautifully on topics that will even be a guide for you in life decision making. Read those ones. You will pick the vocabulary that you need, and you also pick life lessons along the way, and that will also shape the way you also write. Okay, secondly, edit your work. When you write, edit it. No first draft is perfect. Edit it. Thank God for the this age where you have artificial intelligence that can help you edit your work or Grammarly, ask for their suggestion. They say, oh, rephrase this phrase, incomplete sentences here and there. Edit it so that by the time you're presenting your work, it is beautiful. Then also write regularly. Practice makes what? Perfect. And practice makes progress. And write regularly. Write something. Either you're writing an article, even something like, oh, my friend has a birthday. Can you help me write a birthday wish for her? You are honing your writing skills because you have to compose something that speaks to her feelings, communicate the emotions of the person that wants to write. And that's what makes you a good writer. Then keep learning, learn grammar, learn new words. As a writer, you're not the one to say, please, English is not my father's language. But that's what you're speaking. And that's what you're writing in. If you're going to write in your indigenous language, read about the grammar. Read about it, study, keep studying, be a continuous learner. When you're writing and you're confused, should I use can or could, may or shall? As simple as those things that don't say I'm too big for this, please go and Google it. In this context, what is the writing? You learn. Okay. And with that, you will keep improving. So these are the ways you grow as a writer every day. Keep writing, write for people. I've done a lot of editing of books, review of books. For me, it feels like cooking jollof rice or egusi soup when you're done editing a book and it's capturing the thought of the main person that even wrote the first draft. But what that does to me is that it sharpens my skill. It opens my mind because I'm applying myself. And then I keep learning grammar every day. Keep asking can or could, may or shall, those tiny, tiny things that makes a lot of difference in writing. And then get reviews. And as you publish and then let your books go around, you discover that you start having impact. You start having impact. You start getting feedbacks from people. Oh my, I love this book. This book helped me. I love this book. So please, that is where you go from writing to ideas to impact. My own little testimony as a young writer, just as I mentioned, it was a teacher that encouraged two of us then, my friend and I, GSS2. I was around 11 years then. He said, you're good. You write good essays. I want a book before the end of this term. And we started, of course, simple ideas that you expect from an 11-year-old story. It looks like almost like a basic story, but we wrote it there. Then I submitted it to my mom, who was the publisher, and all of us kind of like forgot about it because, exams came, WAEC came, and then down in the university, there was a lot of clamoring for healthy literature. And my mom was like, okay, pick up this thing. Let us publish it. If people are complaining that there's so many unhealthy literature there for children, then that means healthy people have to write healthy materials. Let's start from there. And then I picked it up, started editing it for about 3 years, going through different reviews. And exactly at age 22, 11 years after, then the book was published. And when it was published, the impact it had was such that someone, a ZEO, that's Zona Education Officer's son, was reading it. And he told his father, how come you people used to approve so many garbage for us? He did not see this kind of books to approve. His father is an officer in the Ministry of Education. So the officer contacted my school principal, who is still a friend, and said, this book you gave to me as a gift, the government wants books to be submitted for review. If you're interested, you can please submit. So I took them, just as my bio reads, I worked with the Crescent Education Ministry, and we have been laboring with other authors, story writers. And so we packed all their books, about 18 titles and many, and 50% of everything we submitted came out in the recommendation list. 50% of everything. I can't remember the exact number, but quite a lot in various categories, junior school, primary school, nursery school, they came out in the recommendation list. And that told us that our government is not biased to healthy literature. They are not biased, but it's what people submit to them that they will recommend out of. And that was a great one for us. And in Ekiti State, an uncle of mine said, don't worry, I'll foot the bill. Let me submit this for junior school. And it was approved for JSS3, pregnant cloud. And I was not getting reports of teenagers reading it here and there. So the thing is that you have an opportunity to make an impact. And don't think you're too small. Right today, start writing that story that keeps, that idea that keeps popping in your heart. Write it down and keep it. The original book that I used that 11 years ago was what I picked up almost 9 years after I started typing it on the system before reworking it. Keep it. If you know that you will lose it as a person, find an elderly person that can help you save. Keep it. Have a book, write. Don't just write on sheets of paper that you will lose. Have a journal, a simple notebook. Keep your writings. Keep your writings. If you're already a teenager, you have access to an email. Put your writings to your mail. Most of the time, you get to recover it. You understand? It's easy to recover. Write. Fine-tune your writing. Then publish. There is somebody somewhere that is holding on to your words. I'm an introvert growing up. I don't talk, but all of my problems, I don't speak a storybook and read. Even down to adulthood, major decisions of my life, I was able to find it in some healthy authors writing that mirrored what exactly I was trying to go through. I've never met them. We may never meet on this side of eternity, but they have had a huge impact on my life. And I believe that the same thing applies to what I am writing. It will have a huge impact on somebody's life. And I know that you are also the same. As a young writer, keep writing. It's not about the glory of being a writer. It's about the fact that God has something He wants you to tell this world. Somebody needs you. Somebody needs your experience. And the funny thing is that you may think, oh, the way I write is different. Somebody needs that particular kind of writing. Just like singers, they have different voices, and yet we see all of them are beautiful. And somebody will not be moved by A's voice, but he will find solace in B's voice. So your voice, your writing, they are all unique. And God needs it to be penned down so that your generation and even generations after you can find hope, can find guidance, can even find relief in a healthy way. And I trust God to help you as you do so. So thank you very much for listening. I hope this has made it very clear on how to get our ideas down to the level of impact. Thank you very much. And God bless you. I'm open to questions if any.
Wow. Thank you so much, Pelumi. That was outstanding. That was brilliant. I know our participants, our audience, they have definitely picked up a lot of practical gems and tips from that session. I personally learned a lot, and it was so encouraging to hear that you started writing from GS2, because we had a lot of participants from GS2, GS1. We had a lot of them. So I'm sure that is really, encouraging to hear from you. So yes, the floor is open for questions, or if you want to share what you've learned, you can do so in the chat, or you can raise up your hand and unmute yourself. We're running behind time, so we'll just take 1 to 2 minutes for questions or feedbacks. And we hope that you've been encouraged today. Have a notebook. That was one of the key tips. Have a notebook where you write down your ideas. You never know where the imagination can spark or where the idea can spark from. So always have a notebook, learn new grammars. So at Sweet Summer Camp, which we'll be telling you about shortly, we do this spelling bee competition every year. So it's a great avenue to learn new words, to learn, new sentence structures, new grammars. So yes, learn new words. Even if it's reading the dictionary every day to learn a new word, it would really help you in your writing journey. So yes, please start writing. We encourage you, all our young writers, to keep writing and to keep sharing your stories. Thank you so much, Pelumi. That was really brilliant. We look forward to reading more of your published works. Please, can we know where we can get your published books for some people in the audience that would like to?
Okay, I'll drop the link in the chat.
Brilliant. Thank you. Please, we'll
You're
be dropping the
welcome.
links to Pelumi's books if you're interested in getting and reading them. Please do so. So thank you so much, Pelumi, for your time. We're really
You're
grateful.
welcome.
Thank you. All right. So we're moving on to the next segment, which is very interesting. We have an exciting announcement that many of us have been looking forward to. So I would like to welcome Jesslayomi, our founder, who will be sharing details of Sweet Summer Camp 2026. Please let's react by clapping. Let's welcome her in the chat box as she tells us the exciting things we have planned for Sweet Summer Camp 2026. Over to you, Jesslayomi.
Hello, good to be back again. I don't know if Victoria can help share the image for for summer camp 2026. So, like we said, we've had a summer camp every summer from 2017 till date. So the one we're going to be having this year is going to be the 10th summer camp. That's which will be hosting and that's which will be hosting. And we're going to do something different this time around. We're bringing it all the way to Lagos. We're bringing Sweet Summer Camp to Lagos. We've had Sweet Summer Camp in Ibadan. We've had it in Abeokuta. And this year we're bringing it to Lagos. So it's going to be a day camp, but that's not to discourage you. Just in case you're in Ibadan, you're in Ogun State, or you're in any other part of Nigeria, but you'd like to be a part of the camp, you can reach out to us. So it's a day camp, but boarding arrangements can be made upon request. Let us know. We will be glad to make arrangements for you to be boarded, as some of our facilitators will also be boarded. So you'll be in good hands. It's going to hold from August 24 to 29. August 24, if you're going to be boarding, it's going to start August 23. But if you're going to be just during the day, it's going to be August 24 to 29. Really, it's August 24 to 28. On the 29th of August, we're going to be having a switch party to celebrate our 10th year anniversary. So really, the camp will be 24 to 28. That's 5 days. Then on the 6th day, we're going to be having a party. More than that, more than the party, there's going to be, you know how this meeting is because of a writing competition. There's going to be a speaking competition. So just in case you're interested, if you've tried your hands with the writing competition and you want to try the speaking competition, because I think for every time we write, we actually translate it by speaking or acting. So when you write a story, if it's not in a book, you can actually tell the story to people. If you write a script, you can act it. People can act it. If you write a poem, you can perform it as a spoken word, right? So we're taking it from writing and we're taking it to the next level, speaking. So there's going to be a speaking competition. Upon registration, you'll be able to pick any theme that you want to speak about, choose your topic, and express yourself. The camp itself is going to be helpful in preparing for your presentation. So in the camp, we're going to have creative expression workshops where children will be helped to learn to speak, to learn how to write, think creatively, write creatively, and speak creatively. So there's going to be a spoken word workshop, there's going to be public speaking workshop. So for the competition, you can enter a speech, a storytelling piece, or a spoken word piece. So that will be dependent on you. Other than that, during the camp, we're going to be teaching you to think strategically, playing chess. So we know that there's been a lot of buzz about playing chess, but we're taking it playing chess to thinking strategically with it so that you really learn the real lessons and principles behind the chess game. More than that, we're going to be teaching you how to be financially intelligent with Monopoly. Monopoly is a game that where you can spend, buy things, buy house, save, different things. So we're going to be using the game to teach our campers how to save, invest, spend wisely. So it's going to be a really, really fun time. We're also going to be doing a bit of some creative skills, crocheting, and fabric painting. Very importantly, we're going to be talking about AI literacy, AI safety, prompts, what's that word again? Prompt engineering. Is that it? Yeah, prompt engineering. So it's an all-round skill session that will be happening at the camp. There's also human intelligence. So we know that with artificial intelligence, everybody is intelligent. We know what to do. We now, can easily answer things, can easily do things. But with technology, it's possible for people to lose their human touch. And that is the reason why we're going to also be teaching a bit of human intelligence, where you would learn a bit of etiquette, effective communication, how to speak with people, how to be bold, how to be polite, and all those other things that are necessary for winning in life. So the camp is going to be extraordinarily interesting. And the theme of the camp is brilliance coded, because we believe that every single child has brilliance encoded inside of them, and they're just waiting for it to be unlocked and unleashed. And at Sweet Summer Camp, we're going to unleash and unlock your brilliance. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be in Lagos, like I said, at Green Spring School, Anthony Campus, and it's 70,000 naira for the camp fee. So that's it about Sweet Summer Camp 2026. I'm really looking forward to people at this event attending the camp. If you want more information, you want to ask questions, feel free to call, feel free to send an email, and we would be happy to respond. So that's it. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, Jesslayomi. I'm so excited. I can't wait for August to get here so that we can all meet and have fun and learn and release the brilliance we all have inside of us. So without taking much of your time, we'll be moving on to the announcement of the winners. But before that, we'll just like to let you know how the competition was judged and the entries we received and where they came from. So we want all our participants to know that every entry was carefully reviewed by our capable and able judges. We had a judging criteria on creativity, structure, sentence, impact of message, and depth. We had 30 entries overall from ages 10 to 16 years from locations such as Ibadan, Osun State, Ogun State, Lagos, Abuja, Kwara State, and the United Kingdom. So I would like all the participants here to, give themselves a round of applause. Thank you all so much for engaging in this competition. Yes, we appreciate you all for your time, for your efforts, for even considering to submit an entry is a bold and commendable step. So thank you so much, everyone. And now we move on to the moments we've all been waiting for. So I would like to call on one of our team members, Eniola, to please make the announcement for the third place. That is our second runner-up. So while Eniola is getting ready, I would just like to know how you're feeling in the chat box. Are you excited? Although we are really, really we really appreciate each and every one of you for sending in your entry. So Eniola, over to you.
Hi everyone.
Hi.
So good to just be here and hear what everybody has been saying. Okay, so I'm going to be announcing the second runner-up, which is the third position. And sorry, my son is here. There's nowhere for me to keep him. So, by the way, my son is Switch Summer Camp's youngest camper because he was in the camp last year. Okay, so for the second runner-up, we have Peter Oluwasegun Funmi Adeli. And the title of his work is Dream Big. Congratulations, Peter. Yay!
Yay! Congratulations, Peter. Please let's congratulate them in the chat box. Let's use the reaction. It's not easy. We actually the judges had a tough time deliberating. So congratulations, Peter. This is a commendable effort. We really congratulate you. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's just play a song. If you're here, you can turn on your camera so that we can see you. If you're here, please turn on your camera. I would like to see you, or you can state in the chat. You can just tell us in the chat, that you're happy and you're here. If you're here, Peter, congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. All right, moving on to the next winner. We have Jesilayomi, our founder, announcing the first runner-up. Jesilayomi, please, over to you.
Okay, so this first runner-up, it was a very, very refreshing reading from you. It was very different, and it showed, it was a breath of fresh air, and it was very lovely reading from you. So the first runner-up is, let me add some suspense. Your name starts from S. And you have a very interesting name. I don't think I've come across it ever before. So S. Okay, let me just go. Your name is Splendor Abimbola, and the title of your work is When Silence Learned to Speak. Congratulations, Splendor.
Congratulations, Splendor. If you're here, please, would like to see you. Please put on your camera. I'll write in the chat box. Let's also congratulate our winners in the chat. Congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. Okay, we're pressed for time. So I know this is a moment we've all been waiting for. Who will be crowned the Switch Pen Battle Champion? Don't worry, we'll find out in a couple of seconds. And to announce the winner for the Switch Pen Battle Champion, we'll be calling our team member and chief judge, Nonso, to please announce the winner to us. Please, Nonso, take us away from this suspense. Over to you. Thank you.
Good afternoon. First of all, I just want to commend everyone for a job well done, every participant. You guys did amazing. And okay, so to announce, just a second. Uh, I hope the winner has promised that we would share the prize together. If not, I won't continue with the announcement. Okay, so the winner for the Switch Summer Camp Pen Battle Grand Finale 2026. The title of your work is The Classroom Under the Mango Tree. And we just want to celebrate you for your creativity, your storytelling, and excellence throughout the process, and how detailed your work is and was to the judges and everyone who was able to give their feedback. So the winner for the Switch Summer Camp 2026 Pen Battle Grand Finale is Adeogun Opeyemi Yusuf. Congratulations. Congratulations to you. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Please, if you're here, we would like to see you. We would like you to say something in the chat. Congratulations. Thank you so much, Nonso. Thank you so much to every participant. Thank you all so much for sharing your stories. Indeed, each and every one of you made us proud. You've made your parents proud. You've made yourself proud. You know, you should be proud of yourself, each and every one of you. So thank you all so much. So Nonso, please, you would be interacting with our winners if they are here. Just
Okay.
let's over to you. Thank you.
Okay. Our winners here. If you're not here, we'll take your prizes. So our winners here. If our winners are here, please just turn on your videos. We'd just like to hear a few words from you and, for you to share your experience with us. How was it coming to writing? Are we also going to be what should we expect from you? Are we going to be having books from you very soon? Just let's tell us how you feel. Tell us how you feel. So I'll be waiting. Any of our winners in the house? I think there's someone in the chat that said very much happy. I don't know if that person is also a winner. You can just turn on your let's see who are giving the prize to. If not, me, I'll put my name on this thing and collect the prize. So I'm waiting. I think someone Silva, are you a winner? Is that Opeyemi?
Please
You can turn on, you're muted, so you can turn on your microphone so we can hear you. Okay, yeah, your microphone is turned off now, so you can speak.
Yeah, I'm really happy for this moment. I'm very, very happy.
No. Congratulations. Don't get emotional yet. We're sharing the prize. Don't get emotional. Don't get emotional. Congratulations to you. And I hope that, this is a start of something good in your writing journey. And I hope you keep writing because people need to read your works. We need more of the speaker had said, Pelumi, we need more people to put out their words, more intellectual writings, people to share their thoughts with people, especially in the upcoming generation. We need more people to say things that could inspire and just help people navigate life. And, it was very nice, reviewing your entries. And I just hope that you guys don't just stop here and it's just the beginning of greater things. And also hoping that you will invest your money wisely and your prize money wisely. You don't need to buy candy or sweet or anything. invest it wisely. So congratulations again and again, and I wish you all the best.
Sorry, are you Adeogun Oyapita or Splendor?
Adeogun Opeyemi.
Oh,
That's
you're
our
a
winner
winner.
then.
Wow. Congratulations. You must be really proud of yourself. I'm sure your parents are also proud of you. We at Sweet Summer Camp were very much proud of you as well. So congratulations, Adeogo Opeyemi Yusuf. Well done. And as our chief judge has said, please spend your winnings wisely. Congratulations. Okay,
Thank you.
we'll be reaching out to you during the week, so please stay tuned. Yeah, so we'll just be moving on to some congratulatory remarks. We would like Pelumi, I don't know if she's still around, to please congratulate our winners and all our amazing young writers. Indeed, as I said, it wasn't an easy experience. Our judges, they had their work cut out for them. So please, Pelumi, if you're still in the room, please would like you to briefly congratulate all our participants who should all be proud of themselves. Thank you. I don't think Lumi is still here. Okay, over to you, Tosin. Tosin is one of our Switch team members. Tosin, please would like you to congratulate all our participants and just wish them well.
Thank you so much, Victoria. Good morning, everyone. I'm sorry, I'm not in a place where I could turn on my video. I'm on the move.
That's fine, Tosin. That's fine. We can hear
Okay,
you.
so I want to say thank you, creativity. Yeah, can you okay? Yes, I want to say thank you to all the participants. Thank you so much for number one, showing interest and taking your time to participate in this, and for you to really express yourself through writing. And I also want to assure you that this is just the beginning of, so please do well to express yourself in writing your thoughts, your emotions. And I would like to say to you that this is just a starting point morning. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Tosin. Thank you, thank you. I can see Pelumi still on the call. Pelumi, please, would like you to encourage and congratulate our participants. Thank you.
All right. It's a big pleasure. Congratulations to all our winners. Congratulations. I have an idea for you on what to do with your prize money. Just take a percentage and publish that book. Actually, I published Pregnant Cloud with a prize money from my university. That was what I used my final prize money to for. And don't need to think about where to raise funds from. So, and I love the title, Classroom Under the Mango Tree. Wow. It's interesting. I would love to read it, but that's if it gets published. So that's one idea. Just a percentage, make sure you publish that work. And congratulations to all our participants. Your efforts are they are acknowledged. Our judges have already said that all the turn-ins were very, very insightful. So why not just pick it up, go over it again, work on it, get reviews, get comments maybe from your judges afterwards and say, Ma, where could I have done better? What could I have added? Get their responses, and then please, we want to see your works out there so that we can read them too and then feel the impact. Congratulations. God bless you.
Thank you so, so much, Pelumi. As our guest speaker has said, please take the next step to go and publish your work, and please don't stop writing. We would love to continue to read from you. So thank you all so much for joining in. I will be passing the baton over to Nonso to give the vote of thanks and to close the event for us. Thank you. Over to you, Nonso.
Thank you so much, Victoria.
Sorry if I can interrupt. I'm so sorry. I tried to send a message to Victoria, but she didn't see it. I wanted us to announce the names of the others to 10 so they can be encouraged. That you're not first to third does not mean you didn't do a great job. So I know we can see it, but it's a bit tiny. So if we just say it, it'd be nice.
Okay, all right. Do you want to call them out or should I?
Okay, I can do it. Let me see. So we have coming the third runner up or coming fourth. We have Ame Favor. That would change things. I think your write up was really lovely. Seeing through your eyes someone that you look up to and that you believe is changing the world was really, really, really beautiful to see. Adura Beni, Adesoya, big dreams, brave stories, really good work, well done. Akintayo Oluwanifemi, the night I chose my future, that was a wonderful read. I remember the story vividly. It was about a girl that that was supposed to be married off, but then she chose that night that she was meant to be married off. She ran away, she found somebody, and she saved her own life. Really beautiful story, well done. Daramola Oluwabusayomi Christiana, Nigeria of my dreams. Really wonderful work, well done, well done. Okore Joy. I think what impressed me the most about Okore Joy's work was how you broke it down. I think she was one that did chapter 1, chapter 2. It was well broken down, well done, good job. Babatunde David Odwayo, Nigeria of my dreams, really good job, well done. Ojo Opeyimika Adelaide, sorry, Adelaide. Mama Malala Yusuf Zai, a young leader. I also found that really interesting. It's very similar to Favor's work, seeing through your eyes what Malala did is just really remarkable and impressive. Well done, everybody. And for everybody else that your name was not called,
you, Mom.
I assure you, you're welcome. I assure you that there are some stories even from the names that are not in the first top 10 that I can remember vividly. The writings were good, no doubt. No doubt. The competition was just too tough. Like people, if you guys see the scores, you will see that a number of people's scores were still so high and they're not even in the top 10. So you guys did really, really wonderful work. Well done. Over to Nonso.
Thank you very much, Islayomi. Thank you. So I'll be giving the vote of thanks. Congratulations, first of all, to all winners. Thank you, first of all, for seeing our competition, being willing to participate, and just taking a chance and not thinking that we wanted to scam you or anything. That you saw us as being legitimate and you took a chance on us to participate in this competition. So I would say congratulations. And as our founder Jisulami has said, everyone who participated is a winner. Everyone who participated is a winner, and we're so thankful that you all participated in this competition. Congratulations also to the second runner up, the first runner up, and the winner. Well done, well done, well done, well done. I also hope that you've also taken a chance on you've also listened to what Pelumi, who is a published author, has said about taking a leap of faith out of your prize money instead of sweets and candies, which are nice, to try and invest in a published work and just try to do that. So I would say congratulations again. And just this is a special thank you to the participants and even also their parents for stewarding them in the right direction and just helping them not obviously to write, but just encouraging them and putting them in a position and a comfortable place where they could write and, get their ideas, fleshed out, and they're being inspired to even write even more. So congratulations to the mommies and the daddies. Please, this prize money is for our winners. Thank you. We don't want to we don't want to see any future investment from you. That mommy will say, oh, let me keep this money for you. This is not this one. It's towards the right thing and just to encourage the winners. Also would like to thank our founder, Giselayomi Obaro, for this initiative. Switch Summer Camp is 10 and will be 10 this year. And, God has been so gracious to us. So thanking the visionary behind Switch Summer Camp and, all the work done, and God bless you. Thank you for inspiring the next set of generations. Thank you for, just being a change in the society. That's what we're all about in Switch Summer Camp. And, thank you so much. I would also like to thank all the sponsors, especially AOK Foundation. Thank you for taking, a chance on Switch Summer Camp and willing to collaborate and partner with us. And we're looking forward to future collaborations with you and your team and everything. So thank you very much. And to other sponsors, I would also like to thank the team members of Switch Summer Camp. Thank you all. Victoria, thank you for just doing an amazing job. And you call me chief judge and I call you chief organizer. Thank you for being the engine room and, just making sure that everything works well. Thank you. And I'm sure now you would have a proper 24 hours sleep. So thank you. Thank you, honestly, for putting this together. Would also like to thank Pelumi. Thank you so much for, being here with us today. And it's been so long. It's been so long I saw you, so it's good seeing your face here. And I just want to say thank you for sharing your story with us. Not only were the writers and the children inspired, also inspired as a person, and maybe I might be an author soon, just maybe. But anyways, thank you so much, Pelumi, for um being here, sharing your knowledge, and just encouraging. And it's one thing that I love is that you're here to just be an example of how a writer would be. I mean, you're a lawyer, you're still a writer, so just shows you that doing your daily 9 to 5 or other things that you do does not stop you from being the author that you want to be. So I hope our winners and every participant is also seeing this as nothing can stop me and I'm able to put good work out there. So yeah, and most importantly, we also just want to say thank you, God, right? For even for everyone gathered here, we just want to say thank you, God, for giving us participants, people that actually believe in our project and are taking the chance on Switch and just thank you, God, also for Switch being 10. It's been a journey and we're grateful to God for his provision, his sustenance, and just everything, and for every child that has participated in any of our Switch activities over the years. Thank you, God. And just want to say thank you. So before I close off, obviously, thank you to myself too for being here. But before I close off, I would also just want to, I know our founder, Gisela and me, had mentioned about the Switch summer camp for this year. So Victoria, if you just put that up on the screen again so people are aware. So to every participant, our founder had mentioned about the Switch Summer Camp 2026. Apart from, also participating in our writing competition, we would love to see you there. We would love to see you there at our camp. And, as just like me has already indicated, the skills that will be there, strategic thinking with chess, financial intelligence with Monopoly, creative experience workshop that will include public speaking and spoken words, creative writing, creative skills that will include crocheting and fabric painting, AI literacy and safety workshop, human intelligence workshop, looking at etiquette and effective communication. Please make sure to register, tell a friend to tell a friend, and that this is such a huge opportunity. And please note, spaces are very limited. So secure your spots today and tell your parents, stop your parents. Mommy, I would love to come for Switch Summer Camp 2026. Our team is Brilliance Coded. So you all are already brilliant minds for taking a chance on this writing competition. So try to also make sure you are the Switch Summer Camp 2026. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your church members, just tell everyone about Switch Summer Camp. It's taking place August 24th to 29th, 2026, and it's going to be in Lagos. So the venue is Green Spring School and Tony Campus. So it's going to be in Lagos, and it's daily from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And most importantly, for all these skills, what subsidizing to a sum of 70,000 naira. And we look forward to seeing each and every one of you there and your friends. And also note that the camp is a day camp. It's not a boarding camp. However, if you want a boarding arrangement, it will be made available on request. So yeah, we look forward to seeing you all as we count down to Switch Summer Camp 2026, where we have a week of fun, friendship, and just also to be able to learn future ready skills. And on that note, I just want to thank everyone and every other person that has been here on the call and trying to make this event very successful. So congratulations to the winners and congratulations also to the participants and everyone that has made our time to be here. I know it's a Saturday, the people have things to do, church, weddings, just a lot of things. But thank you all for taking the time to be here today. God bless you all, and hopefully to see you next year. I love the writing competition, so we're hoping that we'd see it in 2027. So thank you all again, and have a lovely weekend. Take care.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Have a wonderful day. Please, the team can stay behind, the Switch team, but every other person can leave. Thank you so much. Please keep writing. Keep writing. Keep writing. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye. Bye, Ojo Okpeyimika. Can we see your face? Let's see you. It's nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. Rachel, thank you so much for joining. Peter, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Bye. Enjoy the rest of your day.